I see you. I see.
I bring it down like.
I see you. I see.
I bring it down like.
Lofi Poli Sci, how we doing out there? Low Fidelity Studios out in New Orleans. What's going on in your world today? Right into the show to let us know. Alright, down to business. Got that wild cherry Diet Pepsi. And got our bubblicious bubble gum, and we got that feeling. That's right. Today we're coming at you with the newest of new top 10 lists. 2 top 10 lists, in fact. A comparative analysis of the highest order of the highest GDPs and GDP per capitas in the world 2024. And why are we going with 2024 data from the World Bank when we're already in 2026? I know you asking. I hear you out there. And it's simple. The world has not gotten the data together for 2025 yet. Simple as that. The year's just ended, and it takes time to get all them numbers from all them countries around the world to get GDP and GDP per capita. In fact, we're not going to get numbers on 2025 until usually around summer of the next year. So summer 2026, look for new numbers in GDP and GDP per capita. But that's that. So this day, what we're going to do is GDP and GDP per capita. But we need to figure out what that means first, right? What is GDP? And if someone asks you, what is GDP? Don't say gross domestic product. Yes, we know it's gross domestic product, but what does that mean? GDP is the income of a country in one calendar year. That's a simple answer. Now, you can measure GDP over shorter periods, sure, but generally we do it over a year. Now, so how much money does a country make in a year? That's GDP. In more complex terms, it's all the goods and services a country sells. But when we say a country, we are not talking about the government, at least not entirely. We are talking about the entire population of the country, all the people, the businesses, and the government, all right? So all the goods and services sold in a year. And that's also reflective of how much money a country makes over the years. So that's GDP. Now, what's GDP per capita, right? It is simply that number divided by the population of the country. And that per capita is the income, the average income, of each person in the country if you spread the entire income of the country across the population evenly, with zero income inequality. We'll come back to that idea later for sure. But let's get to the list first, right? Top 10 GDP countries in 2024 were... Number 1, with $28.7 trillion, the United States. Number 2, China, coming at $18.7 trillion. Number 3, Germany, $4.6 trillion. Number 4, Japan, $4 trillion. Number 5, India, $3.9 trillion. Number 6, the UK, $3.6 trillion. Number 7, France, $3.1 trillion. Number 8, Italy, $2.3 trillion. Number 9, Canada, $2.2 trillion. Number 10, Brazil, $2.1 trillion in 2024. And again, it's all from the World Bank, people, all right? So that's GDPs, top 10 countries by GDP, 2024. And if you notice, that is 8 Western democracies. Just pointing that out real quick for you. All right, now let's do top 10 GDP per capita countries, 2024 World Bank data again. Number 1, Monaco, and on average, $288,000 per person per year. That's pretty big, huh? Number 2, Liechtenstein, $206,000 per person per year. Number 3, Luxembourg, $137,000 a year. Number 4, Ireland, $112,000. Number 5, Switzerland, $103,000 a person a year. Number 6, Singapore, $90,000 a year. Number 7, Norway, $86,785 a year. Number 8, Iceland, $86,040 a year. Number 9, the United States, $84,500 a year. Number 10, Qatar, $76,000 a year. Once again, 8 Western democratic countries. Why? Oh, why? Western democratic countries coming up big in both lists. And how many repeats on these lists? Just one. Why is that? And what do these lists really tell us, right? What do they not tell us? You know, they tell us the largest countries in the world by yearly income, that's GDP, but that's also biased towards country with the largest populations in the world. So GDP is not really the greatest measure of economic development by itself. And GDP per capita, well, that's a measure of average income of the people of a country if there is no income inequality in a country, which is completely inaccurate because income inequality exists in all countries across the world, period. So, what do we take? What do we do if we want to find out how a country is doing economically? Well, for that, you tell me. By Friday, January 16, due at 11:59 p.m., the first bonus opportunity of the semester. Send them on in, people, send them in. How do we tell how a country is doing economically if GDP and GDP per capita ain't all that great on their own? And also, do you have questions for the show? Send those in too. Catch us on Instagram and YouTube to write into the show. And don't forget to eat your cereal with a fork and do your homework in the dark. Love you, Lo-Fi. And this, just a snap of what's going on in the world today.
I see.
I bring it down like.
Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be.